Good evening, everybody, and welcome in the 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races, live from the beach in Margate, New Jersey. And we're right in front of Lucy the Elephant, getting ready for this year's race. And to help me call all the action, we got a chief captain from Wildwood Beach Patrol, Ed Schneider, with us. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing really good, Billy. It's great day to be out here.
Yeah, you did such a great job last week. We had to have somebody from the South End with us.
Well, it's good to be back on the show.
All right, and of course, former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, Dan Adams, is with us. What's going on, Dan?
Billy, it's going to be a great night. This is the 75th annual World War II Margate Memorials, and what a tribute to, all those that served for us. We spoke about that last week. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them, and this is a great night, and it's a great night for racing.
We got some little wind coming out of the southeast. It looks like it's on shore, and it's blowing a little bit. We got a water temperature of about 72. We got beautiful sunshine, and the beach patrols are all starting to warm up and get themselves prepared for the 75th annual. I'm so happy to be here, Dan. With last year's COVID pandemic, we were very dejected that we were not able to call the races. We had so much fun the previous 2 years, but we're back, and it's just such an exciting time here in South Jersey.
We are, and it's a great time. And there was that one unofficial race last summer. I don't know if you were even aware of that, but there was an unofficial race in Atlantic City last year that involved about 5 or 6 beach patrols, and we really had a great time. We really, the competitors enjoyed it, but we're back. This is the second race with all 15 patrols, and this is a chance for all these athletes to shine and show us what they got.
And Ed, Dan makes a good point. These races are exclusive to South Jersey. You've been a part of it for such a long time. You've even participated here in the Margates. Talk to us a little bit about what it means for the beach patrol community.
Well, I think for the South Jersey Beach Patrol community, we are unique. From Brigantine all the way down to Cape May Point, having the races is a great opportunity for lifeguards to train and develop their skills. We always say that great competitors build good lifeguards. Builds the skill sets in swimming, running, rowing, and even paddleboarding.
Yeah, it goes without saying, too, Dan, and we've talked about this several times in prior broadcasts, that these guys and gals perform a service. They're not just competitors. They save people's lives.
And that's the most important part. We talk about this every year, and we talk about this during every race. Life-saving is what matters, and, that's what they're here first and foremost. But let me tell you, you sit in a lifeguard stand all day. My son came back. He's a Philadelphia firefighter, came back and worked the beach this summer. He was off last year because he was in the academy, and he was spent after his first couple days back. That sun tears you up.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You're out in it all day. It tears you up. And, these guys are training for a couple hours during the day to get ready for these races. And, it's something spectacular to say, but I have to say that these lifeguards are true athletes, and they show us that week in, week out.
And Ed, the perception of being a lifeguard, it looks like it's like nothing but just chilling back and hanging back, but Dan makes a good point. I mean, you're out from what, 9:30, 10 o'clock to 5, 6 in the afternoon. With you're relegated to the stand.
And the athletes are out there longer. They're coming in early, 7:30 in the morning, or they're staying late. Some of our guys are on the beach 10 hours a day, and it's a harsh environment out there.
Well, we're here live on the beach in Margate for the 75th annual Margate World War II Memorial Lifeguard Races. They were started in 1946 by then Margate City Beach Patrol Captain Bud Graves and Pete Glick. They started this they were rowing partners back in the day, and they won the doubles race in 1942, the Absecon Island Championships, but their rowing careers were cut short by World War II. They both survived in the Marines. They were both served in the Marines in World War II, enlisting while they were in college. That's unheard of. I mean, people back then, I know my father, they wanted to go.
Yeah.
These guys were all like, people would lie to get about their age to get in to go fight for the United States.
Absolutely. And, we talk about that, and I was just watching Wildwood Crest go out, and they just took 2 waves over the bow in the warm-up going out. So that's going to tell you that we're going to have some action here with the waves. But, going back to Ed, what Ed was saying about working out early, and this is just a tribute. You look back, these lifeguards going back into the 40s were competing and rowing. But think about what the boats were like then.
Or the headwood, the wood,
solid
heavy
wood,
wood.
with straight pins that came out. So if you fell over on one, you know, you think about it now. You hit that pin now, the full pin now, it bruises you up and it hurts a little bit. But you think about falling into one of those straight pins that were there before. These guys actually probably got torn up and were beaten up. But I'm going to reflect on something you said about the guards coming in early at 7:30 and working out. And I'm going to go back to Mike Mcgrath. Mike Mcgrath used to do that because he didn't want anybody to know what he was doing. When he was warming up and practicing for races, he rode it early in the morning so the other people didn't have an edge on him and couldn't see what he was doing and preparing for the race. And let me tell you, he changed things all the time. His oars, his seats, his braces. We used to call
anything to get the edge.
We used to call him in the firehouse the boat orthodontist because he made so many braces and so many different types that he was the boat orthodontist.
And right now, Ed, as as we're broadcasting live, the swimmers are in the water getting their warm-ups. A couple doubles crews are in the water. The preparation, getting ready for the anticipation of the 75th annual. I can feel it, man. I'm pumped up.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you're out there in that doubles boat, you're figuring out the wind, the current, you're picking your landmarks on shore, you're identifying who's going to be around you and where the speed is in the race, and are you going to be able to compete with that speed?
And Dan, we've talked about Mother Nature all the time. The conditions, flat ocean, big waves, wind, no wind. These are all variables that come into play each and every race that the rowers and the competitors have to wait to find out what the conditions are for the day.
Yeah, you know, you look at that tonight with this southeast wind, they're going to be pulling a lot of rights on the way out, and they're going to be pulling a lot of rights on the way in to try and just keep that boat, you know, in position, left to. And think about looking at the lineup. We talked about looking at your line behind you in Wildwood last week and here too. There's not a whole lot here to look at with some of these buildings and that here. But really what they're looking for is they'll line up a row of...
a landmark.
Well, they'll look and try and find telephone poles that line up to the flag and line up, and they'll use that as their gauge. When they get off of that line, then they know that they're off the course.
Ed, preparing for this race, you know, it's never, like we just said, you never know what you're going to deal with as far as the conditions. But how much, when these guys go out for their warm-ups and they're basically seeing what the conditions are, the only thing that helps you out is experience in this condition.
Absolutely, and if you look down the line of the rowers, you know, they're all names that are familiar to anyone who follows South Jersey lifeguarding. You know, and I always go to Derek Koborowski. I've known Derek Koborowski since he was 13 years old. You know, you see a lot of familiar names in here, the Garbets, even one of our doubles rowers, Vince Fitzpatrick. This is his first Margates. 30 years ago, I was rowing. His father sat to stand next to me. So, you know, you have the legacy rowers who are in this race. And they're getting advice from their teammates. They're getting advice from people who watch them grow up. And they're going out and getting the blood pumping as a part of their warm-up, as well as measuring the tide, the current, and all the other conditions.
I got to tell you, we're ready for the race. We have some great advertisers, sponsors for the race. I want to remind people that the 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th Margate Memorial Lifeguard races is brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, a family tradition since 1939. 4111 Atlantis Avenue in Sea Isle City. Home sales, summer rentals, 609-263-7422. And by Blitz's Markets in Ocean City. Order online at blitzesmarkets.com, located at 21st and 34th Street on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big dill. And by famous Dino's Subs and Pizzas of Margate, 8016 Ventnor Avenue in Margate, dine-in or take-out, 609-822-6602. Let's go, Margate. 7th and 11th Street Bike and Surrey Rentals, located at the Boardwalk in Ocean City, open 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon. In business for over 30 years, enjoy riding the Ocean City Boardwalk on their great bikes with friendly service. 609-425-5169. And by Leeds Builders, 30 years of building beautiful custom homes. Are you ready for your beautiful custom home by the sea? Call Leeds Builders. 609-822-4506. When we return, we'll look at some of their competitors, some of the racers, and the beach patrols that are participating today. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th Margate Memorials. This Saturday in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scott McKay, and I will talk Eagles football. Former Eagles wide receiver Howard Carmichael will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and his former teammate Ken Dunnick is there and will call in from Canton, Ohio. The Phils trail the Mets by half a game. The weekend series is big, and we'll break it down. Colin Thompson from the Atlantic Shore team, the Beach Patrol report, and more. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim, Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
New Jersey, this is not a test. If you're looking for a deal on a new vehicle, get to Matt Blatt Nissan and get $2,500 off on every new 2021 Nissan Murano SUV in stock.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
Yes, get $2,500 off every new 2021 Nissan Murano in stock. Drive it today with 0 down and pay 0 interest for 60 months. Plus, Matt Blatt Nissan will buy your current vehicle for cash or trade it for top dollar. What do you get? $2,500 off. 0 money down, 0% interest on every 2021 Nissan Murano in stock. And don't forget our fast track checkout. So bring any vehicle and Matt Blatt Nissan will buy it for cash or pay top dollar for any trade in Egg Harbor Township next to Home Depot or online at mattblattnissan.com. Negative equity will be refinanced into new vehicle. Rate qualifications exist. Not all will qualify. 0% APR financing based on 1667 per thousand borrowed. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblattnissan.com for complete details. Offer ends 8/6/21. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
With Cricket Wireless, you get everything you want in a great wireless plan.
Everything?
Yeah, like nationwide 5G speeds for nonstop downloading, everything.
Are you saying super fast 5G downloading right before you get on the plane? Everything?
Yep, your favorite shows and movies just in time for the flight, everything.
Passengers, get ready for takeoff.
And we're off with everything we need.
It's everything you want, including the price. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Speed restrictions apply. Video and standard definition. Compatible plan and device required for 5G access, which may not be available in your area. For 5G coverage, see cricketwireless.com/map.
Are we ready for the 5:30 pickup?
Cam's Courier Service's newest hire delivered his resignation.
Hey, Ray, who's handling
She now needs next-day shipping on a new driver.
All these boxes here, are they ingoing or are they outgoing?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Eagles are back, and the Sports Bash has them covered like nobody else in South Jersey.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Listen for training camp updates every weekday at 4 p.m. during Football at 4 with Jeff Mosier, Adam Kaplan, and Andrew DeCecco. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5:30. It's 97.3 ESPN.com Eagles insider Jeff Kerr and NFL insider Rob Motti from the Associated Press joins the show every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30. It's the best Eagles and NFL training camp coverage around, and it's only on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Touchdown! The Eagles win! The Eagles win!
On 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's exclusive radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football.
All right, we're back here. 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th Margate Memorial Lifeguard races here in Margate, New Jersey. We're on the beach. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. Come on down and check out the race as the Beach Patrols prepare for the 75th and the crowd grows. It's a beautiful day for racing. And hey, I'm joined with Captain Ed Schneider from the Wildwood Beach Patrol and former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, Dan Adams, and Dan and Ed. We got an early scratch.
We do have an early scratch. Chief Smallwood advised earlier today that the North Wildwood Beach Patrol would not be coming to this event tonight. And we also have just Cape May Point is only doing the singles row tonight.
And by the way, I believe Ben Swan from Cape May Point, he won the
Crest, the
Cape May
Counties. He won down in the Crest.
And I'll tell you what, Ed, I was down there covering that race, and to see him come in, winning that was his first win. He said
that was his first win.
If I could describe the look on his face of just gratification, like he was just satisfied, happy, jubilation, whatever adjectives I could throw in there, but he was also spent.
And he's a guy who's always been there. He's been rowing for quite some time, over a decade, and he's always in the mix, and you can't count him out. And for him to get a win was a great thing.
Hey, I'll tell you what, these guys put so much work into it. When you become a champion, Dan, you're a champion forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about some of the great rowers in the past and the great rowers in the Margate Memorials. Just look at some of the Margate rowers that have competed here and won. Chuck Gowdy has won numerous races here. Ashton Funk has won numerous races here. The list goes on, and I'm not going to get into Tom McCann's time because he's going to talk about that when he comes up. But, as this crowd begins to grow, Bill, I feel like I'm seeing double out here right now. Just something about it, but I swear I'm seeing double.
My twin brother Bobby is here right in front of us on the beach.
I have to say that this is probably the most well-attended race, even more so than the South Jerseys at times. And this crowd is just going to continue to grow. When you look down the beach, it is crowded already. It's going to continue to grow. Can we real quick?
Let's look at the doubles races because let's give the doubles crew and give me the lane.
Okay.
But we'll start off. You want to go just from our top of our sheet, or you want to go from 1 down to 12?
Let's go 1 down to 12 real
quick.
All
right, you go ahead. Take it away, Dan Adams.
All right, so in lane 1, we got Upper Township, and lane 1 will be to the north side of the course. Lane 2, we have Margate.
And by the way, Logan, Pierpoint, and Jimmy Nielsen, we're going to be rowing doubles for Upper Township?
That is correct.
Okay, let's give the names of the guys.
Okay, we're going to go each way. Okay, so we got Margate, we got Chris Spires and Chris Graves. They're in lane 2. For Atlantic City, we got Vince Kernice and Kyle DeRue in lane 3.
Veteran crew.
For Cape May, we have Mike Fitzpatrick and Gabe Booker in lane 4. In lane 5, we have Stone Harbor, and the Stone Harbor crew is Dennis Bakey and Thomas Lake. In lane 6, we have Brigantine, the brothers, Jack and Joe Savell. His dad was a great rower as well, won many races. In lane 7, we have Sea Isle. And
Danny Rogers, Pat Scampico.
Okay. Lane 8, we have Ocean City. We got Matt
Garvin, Kevin Perry, which is a new crew.
Lane 9, we have Wildwood Crest. And there we go, Derek Koborowski and Terry McGovern, both long-time rowers.
Seasoned veteran rowers.
For a long time. Lane 10, we have Ventnor.
David Funk, part of that crew, and Brett Henson. They've been together now for some time.
And they're going to be contenders as well. Lane 11, we have Avalon. The Avalon crew of Eric Wolf and Jack Loam. They're going to do an outstanding job as well this year in this race. Lane 12, the winners in several races so far is Longport, Mike Mcgrath, and Sean Duffy. They're coming in this as the team to beat because they've had so many victories already this year.
They've been dominating the last several races, that's for sure.
Lane 13 is Cape May Point. They do not have a doubles entry crew. And lane 14 is Wildwood. Why don't you give us a little word on that?
Talk to us about Vince Fitzpatrick and Steve Mcguinn.
Well, we have Vince Fitzpatrick and Steve Mcguinn. Vince is a third-year lifeguard. He's rowed throughout his high school career, and he's moving over to Rutgers, and he's hoping to row for Rutgers. And Steve Mcguinn, he's a legend. Okay, he's got some top finishes in all the big 3 races over the years, and he's been competing for 32 out of 33 years of lifeguarding. We've been mixing and matching some people to figure out who was going to represent Wildwood, and they are the fastest crew out of Wildwood.
Dan, that's why we brought Ed in here, because he represents the south end of South Jersey.
Well, let's talk about that, because when you got the Cape May counties this year, the winning crew in the Cape May counties was Danny Rogers and Pat Scanapico. And then you had a different crew for Avalon. So you got Eric Wolf rowing tonight. We know Eric's a tough competitor. He always does a great job. And he's rowing 2 events tonight.
One thing I'm going to make a note of, guys, it's something that we've been seeing the last few years. We have 8 rowers that are going to row in the doubles, and they're also going to represent their beaches in the singles row.
Yes, and I want to go back. I want to go back to the Avalon crew of Eric Wolf and Jack Lum. Eric's a legendary rower, him in and of himself. But Jack Lum, he's a freshman in college. Rode a little bit in high school, wrestled in high school, and Jack's father is a South Jersey champion, as well as Atlantic City Classic champion and Goudy champion. So there's some legacy there.
And let me tell you, they were second in the Bench and Callahans, they were second in the Kerr Memorials, and they were second in the Dutch Hoffmans just last week. So they're right there. They're tough competitors. They're right there. They're going to give it a shot and really give it a...
And I'll tell you what, look at this crowd, man. The crowd has just grown substantially since we took our last break. The Beaches mob, come on down. We're in front of Lucy the Elephant for ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorials, live on the beach in Margate. Margate Memorials are brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, a family tradition since 1939, 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle City. Home sales, summer rentals, 609-263-7422. And by Blitz's Markets in Ocean City. Order online at blitzesmarket.com, located at 24th and 34th Street on Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey, 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big dill. And by famous Dino's Subs and Pizza of Margate, 8016 Ventnor Avenue in Margate. Dine in or take out, 609-822-6602. Let's go Margate. And by 7th and 11th Street Bike and Surrey Rentals, located at the Boardwalk in Ocean City, open 7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon, in business for 30 years. Enjoy riding the Ocean City Boardwalk on great bikes with friendly service, 609-425-5169. And by Leeds Builders, 30 years of building beautiful custom homes. Are you ready for your beautiful house by the sea? Leeds Builders, 609-822-4506. When we return, we'll have the start of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races live from the beach in Margate.
The hunt for October continues tomorrow. It's a showdown between National League powerhouses when Brandon Crawford and the NL West leading Giants head to Milwaukee to face the NL Central leading Brewers.
Here's a swing by Crawford. He drives one to deep right center field, and it's gone. Brandon Crawford, a home run.
Ain't no stopping us. We do the impossible.
The Giants and Brewers. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
No matter the mileage, no matter the make, no matter what you owe, Matt Blatt Kia wants your vehicle today. Even if you don't want to buy a new car from us, we need to replenish our inventory, so we need your vehicle, no matter the situation. Stuck in a loan or lease? Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released. Get cash for your car today, even if you don't buy a car from us. However, if you are looking for a new ride, take advantage of New Jersey Charge Up Incentive Program. Get 10 grand off on all brand new 2020 Niro EV, all 2021 Kia Souls, $1,500 cash back, or pay 0 interest for 60 months on every Kia Sportage, Forte, and Stinger.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
Offers with approved Tier 1 or 2 credit through Kia Motors Finance. Not all will qualify. 0% based on 1667 per 1,000 borrowed. Negative equity financed into new loan. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details. Expires 8/6/2021. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 in Toms River.
Benito's line cook just threw in his kitchen towel.
This order needs to go out right now.
He needs to find help before his customers are left waiting.
So sorry. We'll be right with you. Who's got table 6?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
With Cricket Wireless, you get everything you want in a great wireless plan.
Everything?
Yeah, like nationwide 5G speeds for nonstop downloading, everything.
Are you saying super fast 5G downloading right before you get on the plane? Everything?
Yep, your favorite shows and movies just in time for the flight, everything.
Passengers, get ready for takeoff.
And we're off with everything we need.
It's everything you want, including the price. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Speed restrictions apply. Video and standard definition. Compatible plan and device required for 5G access, which may not be available in your area. For 5G coverage, see cricketwireless.com/map.
If you're worried about your borderline blood pressure, hear how others are taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
Garlic works safely and naturally to support my blood pressure.
Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula has a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals, so you know it works.
No garlic taste, no garlic breath.
Take charge of your blood pressure with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles open the 2021 preseason this Thursday night, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Link.
Roethlisberger again, look. He is hit, and football is fumbled. The Eagles have it.
Maryland Mike call all the action starting at 7:30 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
We're back here on the beach live in Margate, New Jersey for the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races right here on 97.3 ESPN as we watch the crowd build. Beautiful night for race. A little windy, Ed Schneider, Captain Ed Schneider.
It is a little windy, and that's going to be something that's going to come into play on the race tonight, especially as the crews are trying to navigate their courses out to those flags.
Tell you what, this is where, Dan, we've talked about this several times, but as the former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, experience. It comes down to experience. You've got to get yourself in the proper mind for it. You have to know what you're doing.
And you got to look at it. When they're practicing, they're not practicing every day in the perfect conditions. No. They're practicing in what Mother Nature brings. So these guys are seasoned veterans. They're all out here. They know what they're doing. They're going to be prepared for tonight. And it's going to be a great night for racing. We're going to get some great competitors, and we're going to have an awesome finish tonight.
We're moments away from the start of the doubles, and we can't wait for this race to get underway. Like I said, just the beach is packed down here in Margate. All the beach patrols from Cape May Point to Brigantine are here in attendance. Guys are getting ready. The lines are set. And Ed Schneider, man, talk about prestigious race. There's a lot of the bragging rights, man. You win a race like this, your name's in the record book.
In the record book forever. And years ago when I rode, I almost got there on a wave, and I got second place here in 1997. And my goal was to get my name in that book.
Yeah.
To see it the following year. It didn't happen for me. I like looking over the last 10, 20 years. A couple big races that I watched. Eric Wolf won the singles in 2013 and 2018. But from Cape May County, one of my favorite races was Jim Wadlow. Jim Wadlow in 06. It was a west wind, flat ocean. Jim Wadlow, legendary rower from Cape May Beach Patrol. He just picked off a win against all the big boys from Absecon Island.
And I'll tell you what, Dan, there's nothing as exciting as when there's some high seas and the doubles crews coming in and it's close. Anything can happen. These boats can broach if you can't keep it straight. If you don't dig that oar in,
absolutely.
Dan, if you can't dig that oar in and keep that boat straight, you can lose a race.
Absolutely, and and just like Ed, myself, I rode in a number of these races in singles and doubles. Can't say the best finish I think I had in the Margate Memorials was 4th, but I got to tell you, race day jitters and coming into these big 3 races, it's a lot different than rowing in those smaller races. When you're rowing with 5 or 6 or 7 crews, it's different than when you show up and all 15 are here. We're a little less tonight, but let's talk about this real quick. The doubles in 2019, the last time we had this event, Chuck Gowdy and Chris Graves went. Chris is partnering up with Chris Spires tonight, and they're going to do a good job. They're going to be a good crew.
Chris Spires is a big kid.
2018, you had Mike Mcgrath and Sean Duffy win the doubles. And then for 3 years prior to that, it was Chuck Gowdy and Chris Graves. So let me tell you, Chris Graves is a tough competitor.
And we did allude to this earlier too, Ed, that it seems like over the years, and this race, keep in mind, this race started in 1946. Over the years, a beach patrol would win, and then they'd go on a run. And they'd win like 6 in a row or 4 in a row, and then like Ocean City would dominate from like 84 to 90-something, 97. Then Margate, then Ventnor. It's been back and forth.
And you know what? It's been a great run for Longport. Longport's had a great run the last couple of years. After we won that first South Jerseys in 2016, Longport's had a really good run, and they've really been doing well. But like we said, every week, week in, week out, the conditions, the race warrants the start and the finish. It's going to be all about start, finish, and turn here. And we're going to have some changes here tonight. I think you might see a little changes in who the winners are. It might not be the same as what we saw last week.
We're moments away from the start of the doubles in the Margate Memorial, the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races. You know what, too, Ed, is really cool, and I know for you we broadcasted live at the Dutch Hoffman Memorials from Wildwood. All the alumni come in for this race. Talk about all the guards that were, from patrols on the patrol from years past. This is a reunion.
Yeah,
it's a celebration.
It's a time period for alumni to gather on the beach and alumni to give back to their patrols too. Many of the lane judges and the people helping make the race go on, they are alumni, and they come and they talk to the competitors and give the competitors some advice, tell them some stories, and it's a real social gathering.
And this race takes a lot to put it together. Setting flags. The first time we had to set 15 flags, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes accountability to make sure everything's right, because the last thing you want is people saying something about the flags that they were off or there was a problem. But it goes like Ed said, it's about the alumni coming back and helping out. We can't do that without them. It's about all the lifeguards pitching in and doing their job, all the lane markers. And you know what? Hats off to Chief Smallwood, Captain LeBar, and Captain Graves for getting this together. And you know what? You got to look at the lieutenants. Chuck Gowdy's not rowing tonight.
No.
But there's a good chance we'll see him next week.
Talk to a little birdie.
He was the one who coordinated. It was his responsibility to coordinate the flags, the weights, and make sure everything was ready for this race. So it takes a lot of people to make it happen. They're getting the stand ready. It's getting out in the water, so they're probably getting ready to get the doubles crews out here. So we got to keep an eye on the south side here, because the race is going to start to our south.
And just look at this river of people walking across in front.
Just walking
They're
in
just
front
coming.
of us. It's unbelievable. We're live here on the beach in Margate, New Jersey, for the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races. This is an event, guys. This is exclusive to South Jersey, and I love it.
Billy, the good thing is we got Margate's lane 2. I think they were in, or
so
lane
we're
2.
at the north end of the race.
We're at the north end. We have lane 2 and lane 1 directly in front of us right now.
But the wind looks like the wind's coming. It's out of the south.
It's like
southeast. So basically, what that means for the listeners at home is the winds. We're looking at the ocean. The wind's blowing basically in our face, coming from our right to our left, and that means when the boats go out, Ed and Dan, they're going to come in. They're going to come in north of where we are, probably.
And they have to finish in the boundaries, which I think the boundaries go all the way to the. There used to be a rock pile at Cedar Grove.
Looks like there's pipes
the
to our
pipes
north.
a little further, but it's going to be a little closer to this side, the boundary. But what I started to say is, let's keep an eye on the Margate boat, because when the Margate boat goes out, the race is getting ready to get started.
So and right now we're just moments away from the start of the race. Now let's get back to some of these racers, guys, because if you look at Vince Grenice and Kyle Giroux, those guys have been together now for some time. They've been flirting with second and first and second in some of the races. I expect some big things out of these guys tonight.
Yeah, they're right there. They're in the top 3, 4 every week, and that's important. And they're a strong crew together. And Vince Grenice, a little machine in the back of that boat, and he's going to row the singles right after that. So
and Ed, how about Eric Wolf? We've talked about him before. He's rowing with a rookie rower. That is, I don't know what year he is on the Beach Patrol, but he's a younger guy. And Jack Lom, they've placed in a couple races, like we said earlier.
Absolutely, you talk about experience. Eric's bringing the experience into the boat, and he's basically training up the next generation with Jack Lum.
All right, the horn just went.
We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes to the race, so we're excited. We're excited for the race. It's the 75th annual Margate Memorials live from the beach in Margate. And I got to tell you, great crowd here, Dan.
Yeah, and I'm going to echo something a little bit more on Eric Wolf. Not only is he a true wordsman, a great person, his overall personality, he's just a true gentleman, too.
Yep.
Every time he's come up here, we've talked to him in the booth here during the South Jerseys prior, and he is just a true gentleman and really does care about lifeguarding and comes back each year after year, and still does a great job.
Let's talk about the brothers for a second, can we? Jack and Joe Seville. I like this combination, this group, this duo, because they're brothers.
Yeah.
And you never know what brothers can do when you put them together, Ed and Dan.
Well, they might end up in fisticuffs at the end, too. You know?
Yeah, but you don't want to be the outsider coming after them.
But, think about their dad, Paul Seville. He's done a great job. He rode with Canavan for a number of years there. Those two have always been in the top 5 in the finishes. They've always put a good crew together. And you know what? Brigantine has always had some good finishes. Hey, look at the singles finish last week. The top 5 crews were all Atlantic County.
Yeah.
1 through 5 in the finish. So.
And also, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Mike Mcgrath and Sean Duffy, who's been a powerhouse over the years. Ed, you should have seen these guys. Their hands. I think it was the Longport, the first race of the season. They're the blisters and the what do you call blisters? Calluses on their hands were like they were in mid-season form in the first race.
Well, and we talked about that. They had just rode around the Cape May Island as part of a fundraiser and an event that was down there. And you know what? But that just shows you know what? They're true competitors. They're going to be here. They're going to be in this race. They're the ones everybody's gunning for, and the boats are starting to move out.
Yeah,
so
they're starting to move in. How about one last crew? How about the Garbett? Matt Garbett. He comes from a rowing family that's had won championships over the years.
Matt, the father, Bob Sr., Bob Jr., his brother Jeff, they're all true competitors, all good competitors.
All right, here we go. The boats are in the water. They're at the water's edge. The flag is up. I believe the flag is up down there at the south island, south end of
now, it looks like the lane markers are all going up now.
Lane markers are up.
Margate's lane marker is up, so we'll watch for that red flag in the middle.
Yeah, we're at the north end of this race, but that's such a cool sight, looking south and seeing all the competitors, all the beach patrols.
The flag is up.
The flag is up.
The race is off. Here we
go.
Let's see who we got going out, because there's definitely a set on the south side. There's definitely a wave on the south side, and we do have
Looks like Seattle's getting off to a great start.
We do have a wave on the north side. Margate just got a pretty good start here, too, right in front of us.
Longport is out through the surf, lickety-split. Doesn't surprise anybody.
But here we go. Look at Margate.
We got Margate right in front of us.
And the good thing is you got Margate and Atlantic City right next to each other, so both of those crews are going to push each other. I talked with Mike Mcgrath and Sean Duffy after the last race because I kept asking them why they kept moving their course a little bit in the Wildwoods. And what they were trying to do was block Atlantic City, because Atlantic City was trying to pass them and go. So they kept them at their stern on purpose as a defensive mechanism during the race. So
now Ed, this is the tough part of the race. They're about 200 yards out, and they're pulling. Like I said, the wind's blowing from the southeast. You have to continue. You got your back to the flag, so you have to look at a land marker. And obviously, a lot of these beach patrols have flags up to guide them. But it's pretty difficult. You have to you still, as a rower, you have to look around and see where you're going.
Well, the key thing at the start of the race is getting through that surf. Their rate is high, and they're really throwing their weight into the bow just to get through the surf quickly. And they're now about to settle into a stroke that's going to take them the next 7-8 minutes out to their flag. While they're doing that, the bowman, he's looking for his markers on shore. Some of the patrols have a steerer up for them to help guide them. And, every 5 to 10 strokes, they're going to be taking a look back to see where they're at and make sure that their course is good.
Dan, I know these guys are seasoned veterans, but can your forearms, your hands, I mean, they're beat up, they're used to this, but on race day, can something flare up that is unexpected?
Absolutely. Anything can happen. They could have just something go on their back, anything. But they're going to be pulling a lot of rights here with this southerly wind. And
so that could blow up their left hand, right?
Their left arm. And what they have to do, or their right arm at this point, but what they have to do is not grip the oar so tight and give it a little loose in between each stroke so they can actually keep their forearm loose, because if it tightens up, it's going to be a long race.
Now, the doubles race is notoriously about a 14 to 16-minute row. And these guys, like you said, Ed, they'll be settling into a nice stroke. But, they got to push. They got to be in unison.
They're racing.
Absolutely, and this is definitely going to be the better part of 14 to 16 minutes. Those flags, the doubles flags from here look very small, and it's very hard for us to see them. But we really can't tell. But we do have some footage here. We're going to try and look at some drone footage. It's kind of hard to see.
So as the boats are on their way out, We'll do a little business and remind people that 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races is brought to you by the McCann Realtors of Seattle City, a family tradition since 1939, 4111 Atlantis Avenue in Seattle City, home of home sales, summer rentals, 609-263-7422. And by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, New Jersey. Dave and Joe Newman do a great job down there. Order online at blitzesmarkets.com, located at 21st and 34th Street and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, 609-399-9983. Blitz's, home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. And by famous Dino's Subs and Pizza of Margate, 8016 Ventnor Avenue. Stop in, dine in, or take out, 609-822-6602. Let's go, Margate. And by 7th and 11th Street Bike and Surrey Rentals, located at the Boardwalk in Ocean City, open 7 days a week, 7:30 to 12 noon, in business for 30 years. Enjoy riding the Ocean City Boardwalk on great bikes and with friendly service. 609-425-5169. And by Leeds Builders, 30 years of building beautiful custom homes. Are you ready for your beautiful house by the sea? Call Leeds Builders, 609-822-4506. So when we return, as the racers continue the race, as they head to the flags, when we get back, we'll talk with former chief of the Seattle City Beach Patrol, Tom McCann. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races, live from the beach in Margate. This Saturday in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scott McKay and I will talk Eagles football. Former Eagles wide receiver Howard Carmichael will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and his former teammate Ken Dunnick is there and will call in from Canton, Ohio. The Phils trail the Mets by half a game. The weekend series is big, and we'll break it down. Colin Thompson from the Atlantic Shore team, the Beach Patrol report, and more. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim, Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Health Update with Robin Stoloff. Learn more, live better.
If you have a teenager, you wouldn't be surprised that a recent study found that almost 95% of them are spending more time on screens and tech and not getting enough sleep or exercise. All three of these behaviors have been linked to negative consequences for the health of our kids, including increased risk of depression, poor school performance, and obesity. It's recommended that teens get between 8 and 10 hours of sleep per night and 1 hour of vigorous physical activity each day. What can we do? Well, we can start by setting an example and making fitness and sleep a priority in our own lives. We can set parameters such as a nightly bedtime and make it a family goal. We can work together to limit screen time and be active together as a family. I'm Robin Stoloff for Health Update.
Health Update with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn unlimited 4% cash back on dining out or in, 4% back on entertainment, or on popular streaming. And now, 3% back at grocery stores so you can make the cake that makes her day.
Happy birthday to you.
So earn unlimited cash back for going out or staying in with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
No matter the mileage, no matter the make, no matter what you owe, Matt Blatt Kia wants your vehicle today. Even if you don't want to buy a new car from us, we need to replenish our inventory, so we need your vehicle, no matter the situation. Stuck in a loan or lease? Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released. Get cash for your car today, even if you don't buy a car from us. However, if you are looking for a new ride, take advantage of New Jersey Charge Up Incentive Program. Get $10,000 off on all brand new 2020 Niro EV, all 2021 Kia Souls, $1,500 cash back, or pay 0 interest for 60 months on every Kia Sportage, Forte, and Stinger.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
Offers with approved Tier 1 or 2 credit through Kia Motors Finance. Not all will qualify. 0% based on 1667 per 1,000 borrowed. Negative equity financed into new loan. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details. Expires 8/6/2021. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 in Toms River.
It's Macy's one-day sale with great deals of the day for your home, like dining and entertaining updates from Martha Stewart Collection, Hotel Collection, and more, 60% off. Chic and comfy comforter sets 60 to 65% off. And get ready for your next trip with 60 to 65% off luggage. Plus, Star Rewards members earn rewards faster during Star Money Bonus Days, going on now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Why would someone looking for a mortgage at the Jersey Shore take a loan from a company in Detroit or North Carolina or some other far-off place? Online mortgages promise a lot but don't always deliver. First Bank of Sea Isle City knows the Jersey Shore. We are local lenders. We use local appraisers and provide in-house processing. We understand the unique obstacles of financing in Cape May County. Don't take a chance. Local banking is better. Let us guide you. First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Margate Memorials, the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races, live from the beach in Margate. 97.3 ESPN's live coverage. We're here on the beach. It's a huge crowd, the 75th annual. And now joining us up here on the truck high above the race is former chief of the Sea Isle City Beach Patrol, Tom McCann. Welcome into the show, Tom.
Hey, Billy, thanks for having me. Billy, there's a big crowd out here today. Awesome.
Isn't this great, Tom?
Good old days.
The good old days. Tom, this is cool. We were talking earlier about not only is this a great event, but you old guys get to see a lot of alumni come back.
Oh, yeah.
It's an event, man.
Everybody comes out of the woodwork.
It's a reunion.
It's a beautiful reunion. Really great stuff.
Tom, talk to us about you were associated with the Beach Patrol. You worked in Sea Isle City as the chief. You were also in Wildwood. Heck, you even hired Ed Schneider here.
Ed Schneider, he's a good man. Now he's captain. So we did something right.
You did something right. But talk to us a little bit about the history of the race.
The Margates started with Bud Graves and Pete Glick, two ex-captains, past captains from Margate City Beach Patrol 75 years ago, because they were veterans, and they came back and they started this race in honor of the Margate veterans that passed away, War Memorial. So that's why they call it the Margate Memorials. It's been a beautiful race for 75 years, and his son won this race, Buddy Graves, and his grandson won it several times.
Chris Graves,
and he's rowing tonight.
He's rowing tonight.
Yeah.
You talked to us a little earlier about the four pillars of the race. Give us a little synopsis about what you meant by that.
Well, I call it the best of all time. Boom. Best of all time. Okay. And the best of all time at this time is Chuck Gowdy, David Funk, Ashton Funk, and Boomer Blair. They all have close to some over 10. I think Chuck Gowdy has the most victories in the history of this race, as he does in next week's race, the South Jerseys. So he is an absolute pillar of representing the rowers.
That's saying a lot. Since 1946, that's a lot of rowers.
You know, and that is. And we talked about that last week in the Wildwood, and you can't. We said if Ashton Funk was still rowing today, he'd have 15 South Jersey championships.
Yes.
He was just an exceptional rower.
And he comes from a family of rowers. His father was a great rower.
Dennis was incredible.
And Andrew, the brother, the twin.
Yeah.
You know?
The whole Funk family, they must have 50 South Jersey trophies.
Tom, what race? You've been associated with this Beach Patrol, the Beach Patrol races for a long time. What race, is there any one particular race or racer that sticks out like a photo finish, something that you'll never
first
forget?
of all, the Margates really for a long time started as an all-rowing event, doubles and singles, and it was the most prestigious race in South Jersey. And it was started by two lifeguards, two captains, veterans. Then the South Jerseys evolved. That grew out of different areas, from cities to sub-cities to Absecon Island to all South Jersey. Then we have real good races now in South Jersey. I think one of the most beneficial races is the Gowdy Memorials. That's true.
That shows your skill of life saving.
Rescues, yes.
But you know what? Also, too, and Dan, you know this, of course, Captain Ed. But Tom, talk to us a little bit about the competition between beaches. I mean, it got pretty intense in the 80s and 90s with recruiting rowers and swimmers.
Oh, yeah.
Because you wanted these cities wanted their names up on the plaque.
I was in the middle of it. Yeah, I was in the middle of that, and I did what the other guys did too, but I'm not going to say it on air.
That's all right.
You know
In
what?
other words, we had great guys, great athletes.
I got to tell
great
you,
spirit, great enthusiasm.
In all my years of being chief and captain in Longport, we never actually recruited anybody. It was all natural talent, natural people that came to us, and it was good. But one real quick thing was
Hey, listen, I was on the Longport Beach Patrol, and
Years
it was
ago.
a long time. It was bleak years for Longport. Come
Well,
on, Dan.
LPBP, last place beach patrol. But I got to echo one thing on what you said, and you talked about Chuck Gowdy, and we talked about this last week. If they were to have a South Jersey rowing
all-star team,
alumni or
Like
Hall of Fame,
like a Hall of
Fame. Chuck Gowdy would be the first person. He'd be right there at the top, and he's deserving
Which,
it.
by the way, Tom,
But
you should do it. 'cause
We
you
are,
write books on.
Bill, we're coming into the singles flags here.
Tom, you should do that because you have written books.
Yes, I have.
About the Beach Patrol.
Yes, I have. It's been a great experience.
Let's get the Hall of Fame book going.
Okay, we're on it. Billy, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're gonna watch this? We're gonna watch the race.
Yes,
We'll
I
watch
am.
them coming in next. We're the rowers, the doubles crew. Look about 300 yards off.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell, but it looks like Longport and Avalon. Looks like Longport to the right here, and looks like Avalon to the left. Maybe Margate.
And this is great
City.
placement
That might be Ventnor here with the Red Oars.
It's
Ventnor,
hard to
would
tell.
that be Dennis David
Funk. Yeah.
David Funk?
Yes. I think he already has 8 titles in Margate.
Wow, that would be a first for
And you
Brett
got
Henson and
Margate
David
on the
Funk.
outside over here, which is they're out also. So
Atlantic City, look at Atlantic City, Vince Grenice and Kyle DeRue.
I'd say
way
this
out.
crew right
Whoever
here
this
is-
is right in front of us,
And
that looks like they're.
Ventnor.
That's Ventnor, I think.
That's Ventnor.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
don't know.
really.
I'm going to say that's Mike Mcgrath
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
Longport.
That's Longport.
That's
That's
Longport.
Mike Mcgrath.
Okay, yeah.
Go figure.
That's Mike Mcgrath.
See how he's positioned
And
himself
by the
to
way-
catch the bar wave?
Look, we got the waves right here.
They're right
coming.
here.
Margate's, Longport's going to get on a wave
Longport
here.
angled for the waves. That's what they're looking for.
Hey, that's what a true oarsman does. You look at the ocean, you try and keep your course straight, but you have to go with
And it
the
looks
wave
like
when you
Avalon's in second. I'm going to say, well,
Ventnor
or
City's over
Ventnor
here.
City's over here to our
And
south.
look at
to our
Margate
north.
on the south,
No.
on the north side. There, Margate's right there,
Well,
but
look,
Longport.
Longport's getting a swell. They got a
here.
swell
Can
coming.
they fit? It's like a
They
photo
just got to
finish for
keep
them.
it. It's all
Just
about
keep
keeping it
digging
straight.
Oar. They're digging oar. And like true,
little steer. They're veering.
They're gearing a little bit.
They're
Nah,
getting it
there
back,
they go.
Mikey.
Dug it in.
They got it.
pulled
They
it
got it.
around, and that just shows you that's
Ventnor.
a
All
number
right,
of weeks
Ventnor.
in a row.
Looks like Ventnor's going to get number
2.
two.
And here we are.
Looks like Margate 3 over there.
Let's see what happens. So we got Longport.
Avalon's coming in third. Looks like Avalon or Margate City. It's going to be
Ventnor's
a close
second.
one. It's going to be a close one. I'm going to think.
I'm going to
think
say Margate got it.
Yep.
So we
How
got
about that?
Longport first.
Ventnor, Hanson, and David Funk.
Beautiful. They were second.
So you think Avalon was fourth, correct?
Here comes Koborowski.
Who we got fifth? Did we have a
We got
fifth place
Sea
crew?
crossing over
Sea
here.
Isle, fifth.
So I think Avalon gets fourth.
Where did Atlantic City finish, though? Did we see Atlantic City
I
cross?
think we didn't see him cross because they were way to the north, and we didn't get a good. They could
They
have
might have got beat. They might have beat
They might have got fourth or fifth.
over Sea
I'll
Isle.
tell you, man. It's a breakdown of security. Good to see you, buddy. Great.
Outstanding race. Tom, I mean, these rowers, you know, when they finish this race, they're spent.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
this is a true test of endurance, rowing a 14 to 16-minute race.
Yes. Yeah, I was in this race about 5-6 times, and I'll tell you, you can't even talk when you're done. But some of the athleticism of these guys and gals on these beach patrols, in all the colleges and high schools in the surrounding area, they're stars in their schools. And they bring it right to the beach patrol every summer.
So unofficially, or officially, or unofficially, Longate wins.
Well, we have the top three, which we're
For
pretty
sure.
sure. And Longport was first, followed by Ventor City, followed by Margate. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much the unofficial.
Now, let's talk about the scoring system. How the first place gets what?
It's I think it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1
Right.
for the scoring, and that so you don't necessarily have to win each race as long as you place high.
Yeah.
Well,
second, third,
You want to try and get points in everything.
in everything.
In
You're right.
everything.
And I'm going to tell you.
But that's how Longport won it the first time that you ever brought the championship home when you were at Avalon.
They placed in every event.
They placed at every event, but not first.
No.
Yeah.
No. And let me tell you, we're getting ready to go into the swim.
By the way, I just want to say this too, Dan. Great placement for where we're sitting, our vantage point. The boats all started to the south, and because of the wind that we spoke of earlier and the conditions, they finished right in front of us.
Absolutely. And the swimmers are lining up now. But let's talk about that a little bit. Because last week, Joey Tepper did win, but he won after doing the paddle event. And in my opinion, I think we're going to see a different finish tonight. I think he's going to win, my prediction, but I think it's going to be a little more open water than it was last week, only because he didn't have that event before to tire him out and get him ready.
Well, Ed, let's look at some of the swimmers since that's going to be the next race, as the swimmers are directly in front of us and they're jumping in the water, they're getting themselves ready to go. But let's look at Atlantic City with Jack Fenton. He's been a strong swimmer over the years. And then, of course, Dolan Grisbaum from Avalon, who has won. He won the Bastion Callahans, he won the Cape May counties, and he's good friends with Joey Tepper. So those two swimmers know each other well. Andy Thomas from Brigantine. Of course, Brigantine's had some swimmers over the years with the McKenzie brothers. So they're in good shape there. Tom Medvecny from Cape May. Of course, Cape May Point has no entry. Joey Tepper from Longport, who is the favorite, who's dominated over the last couple of years. Zach Vassar from Margate, who's been competitive.
He's got third in the Hoffmans last week.
He got third in the Hoffmans. He was second in the Longports, and he won the AC pageant swim. So he's definitely a contender. He's got a shot.
Now, Ocean City has Billy McGuire, Corbin King from Sea Isle, Jack Lavari, who placed Ed in the I think the Bastion Callahans.
He was fourth in the Hoffmans.
Fourth in the Hoffmans.
Second in the Kern Memorials.
How about Upper Township? Lindsey Robbins is going to swim for Upper Township. Mike McKinnon from Ventnor, Brandon Lewis from Wildwood, and Wildwood Crest, Brett Peterson.
Let's talk about the female swimmer here and swimming tonight, because let's go back to Atlantic City years back when Samantha Shabatar at the time, now Samantha Elko, she swam and she actually would place for Atlantic City and won some of the events. So, the women are tough competitors, and this field is open, this race is open, but I think we have a pretty good grasp on who the top 5, 6 are going to be. It's going to be similar people to what we've seen the last few weeks.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but last week on my show, The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on Sunday, I got a phone call from Kristen Morby, who is the Cape May Point Beach Patrol race director. She called me from Tokyo as she's covering the swimming for NBC Sports.
Wow!
So I was honored to hear from her. But the women's race down there, that Cape May Point, speak a little bit to us about that race, because there were some great competitors in that race.
Well, Wildwood has been a part of that race since it began, and I remember going down there and we would take the equipment down, and it started relatively small. And over the last 10 years, the level of competition as well as the number of competitors who compete in it has really increased, and it's really an exciting race to watch. And it's a showcase for the female lifeguards of South Jersey.
All right, so we're getting ready for the swim, but while we do that, we're going to be joined. By the way, Tom McCann, I want to thank you so much for taking time to come up and share a little. And we want to thank your brother John,
Johnny.
and McCann Realtors for
thank you.
They're making this possible, Tom.
Thank you so much. Well, he loves it.
If it wasn't for the McCann boys, we wouldn't be sitting right here.
Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Tom, all right, keep the history coming, and let's get that South Jersey Rowing Hall of Fame together. Let's get that going.
I like that, Dan. It's a good idea. Start it right here with Billy.
Go.
There he is, Tom McCann.
Started with the locker room. Billy Schweim.
That's it. Yeah, I love it.
All right, let's pass the headphones on. Let's get the winners of the 75th annual. Can you Dan, give Mike his? No, tell him to come on up. This is live radio, so this is great. We're going to talk with Sean Duffy and Mike Mcgrath, who won the doubles here at the Margate Memorial.
He went down to our
All right, sit down. Sean, how you doing, man?
I feel pretty good.
Talk to us about this particular race. Was it a?
Well, there goes the swim. The swim just
okay,
got started.
The swimmers took off. And as the swimmers dolphin through the surf, and we can see that they this is pretty tough surf right now. We got some big waves coming in, Dan.
Yeah, it was a little slow to start, but they're going and they're on the course out, and it looks like they're kind of swimming a little bit of course to the south from the starting point. The swim flag is directly off of us.
And look, they're all bunched up.
They're bunched up, except I see Joey Tepper on the far south side. Is that correct, Sean?
There was something that
I see him on the far south.
Yeah, it's a Tennessee guy.
Something that I haven't seen in a long time, you guys. I don't know if it was last week when Joey Tepper took off and then literally stopped to fix his goggles and still won the race.
And I just saw Dolan Grisbaum make the move now too. He just went south, following along the same line as Joey Tepper. Right now, Dolan Grisbaum is out ahead. He does have the lead by a couple bodies here, but
they're at the clear
this is
some
just
swells
going to the
in.
surf. And
Look
let
at
me tell you, Joey Tepper never starts off fast. It's always a slow start. Sean, would you agree with that?
Yeah,
and then he kicks it in a little bit past the surf, and that's where he gets into his rhythm and gets his stroke down and it really gets moving.
Yeah, he likes to find his groove.
All right, let's welcome in to the booth here, high above the race on Washington Avenue in Margate, Sean Duffy. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Sean, let me see your hands.
Hands are good. Yeah, that was
Was that a tough row in the conditions today?
Yeah, on the way out it was really bumpy, and Mike kept a really good point on the way out. I thought that we were going to end up a little bit north, but we hit our flag dead on, and just try to keep our groove on the way out and hammered in.
Sean, this race, so much, we talk all the time up here while you guys are preparing. We're talking about the conditions, Mother Nature, but every time I've had an opportunity to interview you, one thing that you've always gone back to is experience. How much does experience, I know this is, I don't want to sound redundant, but it's true, the experience factor obviously comes into play here with you guys.
Yeah, even now, like Mike and I have been rowing for 16 years together, we still change our stroke and try to figure out what works best for us. This year we tweaked it a little bit and it seems to be working. But, our first 2 years, I remember our first race, we were like 2 minutes behind everyone, and it just, but by the end of our second year, we were, scoring points in the jerseys and, that was, it's just a progression, so.
And Sean, we talked about it earlier when you guys were warming up and then after the doubles race started, we talked about you row in the conditions that are brought each day. It's not like you just pick the best day to row in calm conditions. You guys are out there day in and day out, and it's no matter what the conditions are. So let's talk a little bit about that and how you feel about the rough water, so to speak, or rougher water, because I know you guys kind of tend to like the little bit of a little roughness in the water.
Yeah, it's not fun to row in, but it's it's definitely, through the years it was always row in the afternoon. If you row in the morning, you're always pretty much going to have flat water. So we try to get out in the afternoon, even if it's just a short row, just to feel the slop and keep our stroke together.
And one of the things I did see when you guys were coming in, Mike did really keep a good course, but then at the end, just when you got to around the surf, he did change the course just a little bit, and that was, it looked like, to get on some of the swells that were coming in, and you guys lined yourselves up pretty good on the swells.
Yeah, in the warm-up, we were really trying to figure out, because believe it or not, listening to you guys last week talking about the wind and the swell direction. A lot of times the winds like this, it kicks the stern around, and you end up actually going against the current. So tonight we were just focused on trying to stay a little bit with the swell, and then once you come off the swell, it kind of straightens you out, and when you're not on a wave, you're kind of keeping a straight point coming in.
All right, Sean, we got your partner finally up on his stand. He ran away from us. We got him back. Mike Mcgrath. Congratulations, Mike, on another great win. You guys, I said it before, I'll say it again, you guys are a machine out there.
We try to keep it together. I guess that's machine-like.
So we've talked several times about the start, the turn, and the finish. But the finish seems, especially when the waves are, you got some swell, you get on a wave, you could have a lead, and if you broach, or if you don't dig that oar, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more important in singles than it is in doubles. We have a longer race in doubles, and I think the top three crews were right with each other there, so it could have been anyone's race at the end here.
Mike, what do you guys do in preparation, like on race day? What is you take? I think I asked you this a couple years ago. You kind of
it's changed over the years.
Today might have been unique too, right? But it has changed over the years for sure.
What do you guys do? Do you get the jitters? You guys have won so many races. Do you get butterflies still? Do you get antsy?
Well, this week it being right next door, we came down all week and rode the course. We came down this morning and rode the course, and then just try to keep it cool, relax the rest of the day, and.
Sean, you guys said you've been together for 16 years?
16
years. You guys
years.
argue out there? You guys fight?
Believe it or not, now.
Really?
Sometimes it's like a therapy session.
You know, I want to interject. I want to interject one thing here because, you know, you guys have had a really successful season. You guys are gone undefeated so far in basically the races. Is that a pressure on you coming here tonight and starting this race? Is there any pressure or more pressure on you knowing the fact that you haven't lost a race to any of these competitors yet this year?
Well, if we haven't thought about it yet, we're definitely thinking about it now. Thanks, Dan. No, I mean, I was a little nervous today coming into it. I mean, Margate's got a different crew every week, so we don't really know what we're getting. So, like, we're trying to, like, gauge them a little bit. And we know they're going to have Chuck and Chris next week, so, I mean, they're going to be a
Well, maybe you guys can
tough
help
beat.
us out. We were pretty sure on the top three, but who was fourth and who was fifth in today's race? Can you guys confirm that for us? Or what
I'm not
you saw?
sure. I didn't really look down.
We had Avalon fourth and we had Atlantic City fifth, but it could have been Sea Isle. We weren't sure from our vantage point here. But I mean, how did you guys feel? Where did you guys turn tonight? How were you in the turn? What position were you in at the turn?
I think Ventnor got to the flag first, but we were right there with them. And then Margate was right there with us too.
So, Mike, when you're on your way out and you know the wind's out of the southeast, and you're pulling all lefts, is that concern for you? Like you guys when you're going out there saying, hey, all right, we need to pull more lefts.
I was actually listening to you guys with your report last week. Sometimes the wind coming out of the south, sometimes it'll push your stern instead of your bow. Like you just never know how it's gonna. You never know how it's going to affect the boat. That's why warm-ups are so important. You're kind of feeling how the boat's moving in the wind, whether it's pushing your stern, pushing your bow a little bit more. With the swell direction, you never know.
The swimmers, I don't know if they've hit the flag yet.
They definitely did turn. We definitely
they
had
turned
swimmers
already?
turn. They're coming in for sure. And, you know, I know Mike's probably got to get going here and get himself ready
all right,
for the
guys,
singles
listen,
race.
man, congratulations. Thanks
you.
so much for taking time to come up there. And
much appreciated.
And let's
Good
keep
luck.
the ride going. Let's go, Longport. Keep it going. Let's go.
Always got to add that in, Dan.
Absolutely.
All right, way to go, Sean.
Let's go.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, guys.
All right, Ed. So, I mean, listen to these guys and seasoned veterans. It really matters to have experience. You know?
Absolutely. And just on Mike Mcgrath, I actually rode against him and his father when he was 9 years old
Oh, my God.
in one of the Absecon Lake races, that they hold in the fall. And they always said, oh, that kid's going to be good. Well, here he is winning race after race. It's really exciting stuff.
You know, and being a family member for them, you know, we look at that being a family member. I saw Mikey grow up. I saw Mikey going out in the boats with his dad when he was little. When Mike was rowing with Don Mcguinn, and we all know Don Mcguinn. He would take his two boys out in the boat, and they would sit in the bow and the stern, and that would be just extra weight. But they went out and rowed. But you got to remember, Mike rode with Mikey right before he passed. The last 2 seasons Mike rode,
Oh, is that right?
he rode with his
Competitively?
son Mikey, and they rode doubles together out of town
And
for
of course,
Longport.
Longport has the Mike Mcgrath Memorials, which is the first race of the season, and it's very special. Once again, these races are special for each beach community. They mean a lot.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The swimmers look like they're about almost to the singles flag, so I don't know if you have anything else you want to interject right now, or you want to.
I just, I don't know if we're going to have time for a break. This is, what is it, about 3-5 minutes out?
We're probably about.
Oh, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back in about 2 minutes for the conclusion of the swim. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th Annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races, live from the beach in Margate.
A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is 97.3 ESPN, home of the Philadelphia Eagles. WENJ HD Millville, Atlantic City.
Football season is about to kick off, and that means it's time to list your football future bets on PropSwap. Did you know before the season started last year, the Buccaneers were 60-1 to win it all? Now that's a futures bet. You just never know what can happen. Or hey, maybe you do. Sports bettors cash in early and often when they list long shots on PropSwap. The average monthly seller makes $500 a month on PropSwap just posting and selling tickets. So join them by going going to PropSwap.com or download the PropSwap app today. PropSwap, where America buys and sells sports bets.
New Jersey Secretary of Agriculture Doug Fisher here, reminding you that Jersey Fresh eggplant is great fried, baked, or grilled. So many wonderful varieties and colors are available. Be sure to pick up Jersey Fresh eggplant at your favorite farm market or supermarket. Stay loyal to local Jersey Fresh.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles open the 2021 preseason this Thursday night, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Link.
Roethlisberger again, look. He is hit, and football is fumbled. The Eagles have it.
Maryland Mike call all the action starting at 7:30 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
All right, we're back here for 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races, live from the beach in Margate, as we wait for the conclusion of the swim. It looks like Joey Tepper from Longport is in first place, and then I would assume that could be Dolan Grisbaum, but who knows?
That is definitely Dolan Grisbaum. Yep.
And then after that, it looks like third, fourth, and fifth are pretty far away, but we can't tell at this vantage point, as Joey Tepper just has a magnificent stroke. He just keeps pumping it out, doesn't he, Dan?
He does, and he's got probably about a four body length, 5 body length lead. You know, and I got to give Dylan a little credit because he's a lot closer than I thought he was going to be with this race tonight. So maybe it's a little further. It's probably about 15, 20 yards between them.
Now they're coming into the north. Once again, we're talking about the wind and the current, so they're going to have to sprint up, Ed, to the finish point.
And if you look at the whole field, it's spread out because we got the swimmers down here on the south.
They're
coming
wave.
straight.
Dylan almost got it. Joey's got it now, but he's
Tepper
staying
catches
on
a little wave.
Dylan's got a wave though too, right behind him. Tepper's up. Come on, Tepper, run.
See that, Ed? He's showing his bias here.
Yeah, there's a little loyalty.
Well, you know, and I'll tell you what, this is probably going to be Zach Vassar in third place coming here.
And of
for
course,
Margate,
here is Joey Tepper coming to the finish line right in front of us. Once again, this kid is just such an outstanding swimmer.
So here we are. Longport already has 10 points going into the third vent.
Yeah, and you know, it all depends who's in second or third. Looks like who's.
Well, it's definitely
Races for second.
Where's he at?
Second and third.
Where's Grisbaum? Did he finish
He's already
Grisbaum?
came in. There he is.
He's in.
So Grisbaum's second. Let's see who's third coming in here.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Zach Vassar, but we'll know here
We'll
in
see
a
on
second.
the markings on his arm. Tell us who it is. I can't see. It's on the other arm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can't tell. Usually the swimmers, Ed, have markings on their arm. He has it on his opposite arm the way he came in, so we can't tell.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get a bird's eye view here and see what we can see. Maybe we can get him to turn. But we got another swimmer getting ready to come in now.
What a magnificent crowd here. This is unbelievable. Look, Ed, you guys, this shows how significant this race is by the size of the crowd.
You know what, Billy? There's several thousand people here. When you stand up and take a look from one side to the other, there is several thousand people here in attendance tonight.
Ed, this is an event, man. Not like I said, for alumni, for everybody, family and friends,
ages, little children.
I'm pretty sure, but is that Wildwood just finished third? And then Stone Harbor fourth. I'm pretty sure Wildwood just finished third.
I think this is Jack Fenn. Look, there's a photo finish right here. That's Wildwood Crest.
Wildwood Crest, and then Atlantic City after him. I'm going to say
that's Brett Peterson.
I'm going to throw it out there, but I'm going to say that definitely that was third place. Definitely was Zach Vassar from Margate. We haven't been able to tell that, but he's not in yet, and he's been right in the contention with all these races. So I'm going to say that was Vassar. So we got Longport, Tepper, we got Grisbaum from Avalon, you got Vassar, you got Wildwood, and then finishing out the point scoring was what was that? Wildwood Crest, did we say?
Brett Pedersen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So who is your swimmer from Wildwood here tonight?
That's Brendan Lewis.
Okay.
And Brendan was a part of our youth program. He is related to Joey and John Malloy. Okay, big family members, trained by Billy Audie, legendary South Jersey swimmer. And Billy Audie actually started the season out because Brendan Lewis wasn't in shape yet, and then as the season slowly progressed, youth took over, and Brendan Lewis won the spot off him.
We're broadcasting live from the beach in Margate for the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard races right here on 97.3 ESPN. We love coming down here to this race, and we like to expose, give these racers, give these competitors great exposure. And, when I cover the races, when I just interview the people, they give me great access. They're really, not only are they great competitors, nice people.
Nice people.
You know what I mean? There's no egos. There's no, they do it because they love it.
And, we had Tom McCann up here, and when I competed for Wildwood under Tom McCann and John McCann, they always said, hey, this is the closest you'll be to being a professional athlete. You're paid to train, you're paid to work out. Within the Beach Patrol, you're paid to compete, and then you got Friday night lights. And the goal was to get into the Atlantic City Classic, the Hoffmans, the Margates, the South Jerseys, and you looked forward to it.
And Dan, right now the Olympics are going on and the swimming takes place, and Ed's right. It is a little bit of a professional feel to it. We got the ESPN banner truck here, and we're all pumped up, but these racers got to feel look at it. There's got to be 2,000 people on this beach, looking at watching what they're doing.
And to these lifeguards, this is the divisional playoff rounds going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Next week is the
Super Bowl. Great point.
And you nailed it. And we talked about it last week. This is Friday Night Lights for South Jersey lifeguards, and this is what we do. Everybody looks forward to Friday night all summer long, and we're out here. We're enjoying it. We're having a great time. But unofficial. The scoring right now has Longport in first place with 10 points. We have a tie for second, but the tie is going to go to Margate right now because of a higher finish in the doubles with 6 points.
No, but Dolan Grisbaum got a second, and Wolfie looked like he got a fourth.
So that's where there's 6 points, and Margate got 3 points.
You can hear the crowd cheering for the last.
You know what? And I'm going to give him a shout out. We talked to him when he was walking by. That's Mike Mcmenamin from Ventnor. What a true guy. He comes out here every year.
Wow.
He has to compete because he's the best of what they have right now in swimming, and he goes out there and gives it his best shot and finishes every week. And you know what? Hats off to him, because some people might not do it just because, and he's doing it because he cares and wants to be a part of it. So
you know what? I'd like to talk to him, because you just made a great point. And Ed, I'm sure you'll second this. These guys, there's pride. You know what I mean? He was last out of the water, but you hear the crowd giving him an ovation.
Well, and he's the best they have to offer. So when they're training in Ventnor, he's their best guy. He's got to represent.
Absolutely. And you know what? He's a nice guy. He just got a full-time teaching job in Margate. He really cares about that. And he's going to be a lifeguard. He's going to be a lifer like we were, or like I was. I'm retired now, but like you are. Yeah. But he's going to definitely be a lifer. He's going to be involved for a long time. And he's just a good person, a good kid, comes from a good family. His 2 brothers work for me on the Beach Patrol in Longport, twin brothers. Never knew which one was at work, so I just knew one of them showed up. I think they switched up a lot, but it was good. It's kind of like the Schweim brothers. You can't tell which one's which.
And, of course, the swim's now finished. There's one last race, one last event in this race, which is the singles. And, of course, we talked about this earlier in the program, in the broadcast, that there are 8 rowers that are doubling up, that rowed in the doubles, that are now going to row in the singles. And I'm just wondering, Dan and Ed, while they know what they're getting themselves into, it's still got to be a tough road to hoe with rowing both races.
Absolutely, but there's that time period to just kind of relax and you have to get the heart rate down and you have to chill out. But you're already warmed up. For those singles races.
And let's talk about that, because if you watch, some guys go out and warm up again, and others don't. Mike Mcgrath never goes out again, never warms up again. Vince Grenice goes back out. Dave Funk usually goes back out. I think Derek Kabarowski usually goes back out. So everybody's got a different opinion on how they feel about it and what they feel when they're looking at that.
Jimmy Kimmery's going out. Danny Rogers, David Funk.
Jimmy Kimmery's a scratch, so we only have 7 because North Wildwood scratched out. So we don't have them tonight. But, Eric Wolf, I didn't see Eric go out. But let me tell you, it's going to be the top 5 is going to be one of those 7 people, in my opinion. They are the top competitors, but you can't count Ben Swan out. He did have a strong showing down there, and he did win a race. And like we said, it comes down to the finish. You've got to be able to finish strong to win a race, and Mikey hit the nail on the head. It's a lot harder in the singles to get yourself around than it is in the doubles. So it's gonna come down to the finish. It's going to be that turn in the finish, and that's where it's going to end. And
we're broadcasting live on 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard races. If you haven't been to one of these races, you just got to come down to experience. I mean, we're broadcasting live to keep people that can't necessarily get to the race, keep them informed of what's going on, Ed. But what a spectacle!
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to go back to the point you made about the Olympics. Okay, the Olympics is going on right now, but even within these races over the past decades, we've had many Olympians and Olympic medalists compete in both swimming and rowing.
Such a great race. These Margates, and like you said, they've been going on since 1946. I mean, you got 2 generations now.
Hey, and think about that too. Let's talk about you just hit the nail on the head with rowers. Talk about some of the rowers, and some of them went to Henley and won Henley. Some of the rowers that have rowed here in South Jersey, and think about some of the greatest coaches when you look at crew racing and rowing. You got to put Stan Bergman on the top of the list.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, there's another one. Gentleman, great person, runs a great beach patrol, puts a quality team out year after year, and they have it together. And that has a lot to do with the leadership that starts at the top, and Stan is definitely a true leader.
Let's look at some of the past winners of the singles race. In 2019, Mike Mccgrath from Longport, Eric Wolf, like you said, Ed. Mike Mcgrath again in 2017, Chuck Gowdy, Ashton Funk, David Funk, Eric Wolf in 2013. And then Ashton Funk went on a run of 4 years in a row from 2008 to 2011 and just dominated. Then David Funk and you know, the family, it's in the bloodlines, I guess, Ed.
And it's in the pride and it's in the attitude. All that comes out in a single boat.
It's in the water. Maybe that, you know, they grew up as kids in Linwood. Maybe it's that Linwood water that brought that Funk family together. But, hey, Dennis grew up right here in Longport.
Right.
The year I think Longport didn't have a test, the year that Dennis wanted to make the beach patrol, so he went to Ventnor. That's why he wasn't a Longport Garden. And he teamed up with George Miller up there. The two of them won a couple South Jersey championships. And just a true competitor, true family. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Dennis and George are still rowing. And they usually make an appearance every year at the Around the Island row.
Once in a while, they haven't been in the Around the Island row consistently over the past few years.
But they won that a few times.
They've won that a few times.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I did that race once. I was one and done, and I still have the shirt. It's from 1988. It's still up in the attic in my stuff with all my old Beach Patrol shirts. I did it. I would never do it again. It's one of those races. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I got it under my belt. But I'm fine never doing that race again and never having to be a part of that. But
I've got 26 circumferences around the Wildwoods under the belt, and Dennis and George have passed me in it, and we had a couple victories over them. But that's very recent.
I still remember Mike Mcgrath and I were rowing. That's who I rowed with around the island, and we hit the point where I thought we were almost home. Yeah, 7 miles to go.
7 more miles to go.
Yeah,
all right,
what a crazy night.
Listen, we just got a kick out of the swim, and I just sent down my intern to bring up the swimmer from Ventnor, Mike McKinnon.
Mike Mcmenamin.
Mike,
how you doing?
Tough race today, but you know what? We got you up here. The applause, the cheer for you coming out, it was unbelievable.
Feels good to have the support. Yeah, feels great.
I gotta take my hat off to you because you know you're racing in a swim with some elite swimmers going in, but for the fact that you just even competed tonight is unbelievable.
Yeah, you know, I won our city championship, and it's my job to represent the city, so I'm always going to give it 100%. Got a lot of family and friends out here. I love seeing the support because if there's one of them out there, I'd be right there with them, man, on the beach.
And, Mike, we spoke about that, you know, when you were finishing, and part of it is it's all about giving your best and giving everything you got, and that's what you did here tonight. You know, it may have been a little bit behind the pack, but guess what? You gave it 110%. You gave it your all, and that's what matters, and that's what true competitors are all about. And you're a lifeguard. You're working the stand every day. You know, I talked a little bit earlier. You got a full-time teaching job. You're going to be a lifer here on the Beach Patrol. So we're going to see you out here for many more years to come. Hats off to you. Keep up the good work and keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job.
I appreciate it. Yeah, just trying to set a good example for the future generations.
So,
for sure.
Mike, talk to us about the conditions because, I mean, you know, it's the southeast wind. It's blowing. What's the water's like about, what, 72? So the water wasn't too much of a factor.
All right, the singles are getting ready to go out here.
Sit with us. Mike,
yeah, sure.
Talk a little bit with us. But Mike, the conditions were they? I mean,
wasn't pulling too hard. It's more like a windswell on top. It wasn't really yanking that hard, but I saw a lot of the swimmers kind of went more south. And I think I didn't get beat by that much because I actually had a little bit of a straighter course, to tell you the truth. So I think a lot of people's course is a little wacky, just keeping their head down.
Even Joey Tepper and Dylan Grisbaum went to the south and were swimming out going to the south. So.
Yeah, so I might not be the fastest, but I might work smarter. You know, smarter, not harder.
That's right. That's always the best.
Flag is up and down. They're off.
Here we go. Race is off. Singles has started.
Yeah, the majority of the beach patrols are 2 hours south, but that's okay because they'll finish right in front of us.
All right, so
Upper Township to the north.
We got Atlantic City out. We got Brigantine out.
Mike Mcgrath looks like he got a great start.
Avalon, Eric Wolf. Mike Mcgrath just caught a wave.
Oh, David Funk.
David Funk is out.
David Funk is out.
You know,
Eric
it looks like
Wolf
Chris
from
Graves.
Avalon.
Looks like Chris Graves in Upper Township
Ben
just caught a
Swan
little
just
wave.
got drilled by
We got a nice
wave.
outside wave. Let's see what happens with this outside wave and Vince Granese. He's going to go over this outside wave here.
Oh, Kidney's going to get hit. Made it over.
So, but here we go. You know, and this is where
Ben Swan, by the way.
I'm going to say right now, it's Brigantine and Ventnor out right now, looking at the line of the race.
Ben Swan, and we talked about earlier, got drilled with a huge wave.
But right now, it's Brigantine and Ventnor are out.
Yeah, David Funk. You talk about experience. Are you?
Well, let's let Mike talk about Dave Funk a little bit. You know,
talk about what David Funk means to the Ventnor Beach Patrol.
He's a staple. He's an absolute staple of the Beach Patrol. He's just ageless, this guy. I swear to God, he gets faster every year. And they always ask, like, why is Funk still doing it? Because he keeps winning. We can't beat him.
Right.
It is what it is, you know?
So explain to our listeners. So each town probably has they have their row-offs, right? They have the cities, they call it.
City championships, yes.
City championships. And David Funk wins your city championship every year.
Every year, yeah.
So he will represent. Do you talk to David about rowing both? Do you talk to David about rowing both in the singles and doubles?
You know, I try to pick his ear a little bit the years when I was growing up on the Beach Patrol, when I was rowing a little bit here and there, because obviously between him and Chief Bergman, there's no better people to ask about in a boat, you know? So, yeah, I try to pick his brain a little bit, but I don't think he wants to give out too many secrets because he's still a competitor, you know what I mean? So, unless I'm rowing doubles with him, I might finally find those secrets, but he ain't going to tell me.
We actually talked about Chief here a little bit ago, and what a true icon, true gentleman, great leader, great coach, great, you know, I mean, everybody calls him Coach.
Yeah.
You know, to me, he's Chief, he's Stan, he's just an all-around great guy and a true leader for the Ventnor Beach Patrol.
Prime example of what a true leader should be, and, you know, it resonates. That's why, you know, whoever it is, doesn't matter what place you come in, he always wants you to give 100% effort, and that resonates through all of us.
During my years as Chief and Captain of the Beach Patrol, I was all about, you know, following the leadership example that was set by Stan Bergman.
No, absolutely.
Well, Mike, listen, man, we really appreciate you taking time, coming up and got yourself a nice adult beverage.
We got some turns.
Celebrate.
We got
great race.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Dave Funk turned first, coming around the singles, followed by Brigantine, followed by Longport. So it's going to be a race to the finish.
It's going to be a race to the finish.
Dave Funk's definitely got a shot here at winning this race, for no doubt about it.
All right, let's welcome into the booth the winner of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races. He's won several of these races now over the years. He just keeps getting better and better. Joey Tepper. What's up, Joey?
Hey, how are you?
All right, man. Joe, congratulations on a great race. You won, right? I mean, just keep winning.
Yeah, I always try to.
Joey, how'd you feel out there tonight? What'd you think of the course? What'd you think of the conditions? How do you feel? And what do you think of the competitors that went up against you?
So I really like the competitors. You know, I've swam against them for years and years now in club swimming. So it's always nice to just, you know, have a few friends out there with you.
Yeah, but there's no friends when you're racing against. I mean, you're out there trying to win.
Well, yeah, but, you know.
So, Bill, just to interject, we
got a photo finish
looks
up
like
here.
Ventnor, looks like Longport, looks like Atlantic City, looks like Brigantine. There's a couple boats in this race.
Chris Graves, man,
Chris
he's
is
way out there.
Yeah, I think he got hit by a wave. I think he definitely got hit. But you got Dave
Ventor.
Funk right in front of us, but you got Mike Mcgrath right here off to the right with the red oars. It's going to come down to the finish, and
well, looks
I
like
don't know.
Mike
Mcgrath might have just he just fell off, but he definitely moved up on that. There's another wave coming right behind it, and you got Vince Grenice getting on a little swell here to the south. Brigantine something in the middle. Let's see if Dave Funk. Dave Funk is going to keep on.
He's got to pull down it.
He fell off. Mike Mcgrath's on one. We'll see what happens here.
Look at this. It's going to be a photo finish.
And you got
he
Brigantine.
just closed
You
a
got
little
Atlantic
bit.
City.
Ventnor.
Brigantine's
coming in.
Dave Funk wins it, followed by Brigantine.
Wow. What a finish.
Followed by Longport, Avalon.
Atlantic City.
Longport was in before, I think. I don't know. We'll
How
get it
about
unofficial.
that? What a finish.
So Dave Funk just won the singles.
Unbelievable. David Funk. All right. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Race is brought to you by McCann Realtors of Seattle City, a family tradition since 1939. 41 Atlantis Avenue in Seattle City. Home sales, summer rentals, 609-263-7422. And by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, New Jersey. Order online at blitzesmarket.com, located at 21st and 34th Street on Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, 609-399-9983. Blitz's Market, home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. And by famous Dino's Subs and Pizza of Margate, 8016 Ventnor Avenue in Margate. Dine in or take out, 609-822-6602. And by 7th and 11th Street Bike and Surrey Rentals, located at the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Open 7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon. In business for 30 years, enjoy riding on the Ocean City Boardwalk on great bikes with friendly service. 609-425-5169. And by Leeds Builders, 30 years of building beautiful custom homes. Are you ready for your beautiful house by the sea? Call Leeds Builders, 609-822-4506. Joey Tepper, thanks for joining us here in the booth. And when we return, we'll have the results and the conclusion of the 75th annual Margate Memorials live from the beach in Margate.
Great job, Joey.
This Saturday in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scott McKay and I will talk Eagles football. Former Eagles wide receiver Howard Carmichael will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and his former teammate Ken Dunnick is there and will call in from Canton, Ohio. The Phils trail the Mets by half a game. The weekend series is big, and we'll break it down. Colin Thompson from the Atlantic Shore team, the Beach Patrol report, and more. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator,
She now needs
policymaker,
next day
and of
shipping
course,
on a new driver.
paper
All
pusher.
these boxes
But not
here,
anymore.
are they ingoing
Bamboo
right now?
HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/panda. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/panda. That's bamboohr.com/panda.
Trouble sleeping? You're not alone. So what are your options? Dangerous prescriptions, more pillows, and another expensive mattress? I don't think so. If you want a guaranteed good night's sleep, then call us right now and try Sleep Cream. Sleep Cream is a revolutionary new product using natural oils and plant extracts to help you sleep better. And it works. In fact, if you don't begin sleeping better from the very first night, we'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. Sleep Cream is that effective. Call right now to order Sleep Cream and start sleeping better the very first night. Call 800-375-1147. That's 800-375-1147. You have nothing to lose but more tossing, turning, and sleepless nights. Call right now to order Sleep Cream at 800-375-1147 and receive $20 off your first order. Call 800-375-1147 or visit us online at sleepcream.com. That's sleep, CREME.com. Night-night, sleep tight.
Are we ready for the 5:30 pickup?
Cam's Courier Service's newest hire delivered his resignation.
Hey, Ray, who's handling
She now needs next-day shipping on a new driver.
all these boxes here? Are they ingoing or are they outgoing?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You know it. Jersey Fresh tomatoes are the best. New Jersey Secretary of Agriculture Doug Fisher here. Jersey Fresh tomatoes are ripe and ready for sandwiches, burgers, salads, and sauces. Be sure to pick up some Jersey Fresh tomatoes today. Stay loyal to local. Jersey Fresh tomatoes.
We're back here. Live coverage of the 75th Annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races. The conclusion of the race. What a great race tonight. And joining us up here in the booth is the winner of the singles race, the 75th Annual Margate Memorials, David Funk. Congratulations, Dave.
Hey, thank you, guys. Thanks.
Dave, you said it to me last week when I interviewed you after the Dutch Hoffmans. You were just pacing yourself, getting ready for this big race. This race means a lot to you, the 75th.
Well, every racing season, the two big races on the calendar are the Margates and the South Jerseys. And you just try to be in pace and step with everybody that's competing really well. Competition is very, very strong, led by Longport. Those guys are setting the pace for everybody. So, you're just chasing them down. That's all you can do.
Dave, I took a quick look, but I could be wrong. But is this your 5th singles title in the Margate Memorials? Does that sound about right?
Dan,
I just looked through the records.
He doesn't know.
And went with a thing. I got you at 9 wins total in the singles and doubles. But this is your 5th win. And how many years you been on the Beach Patrol now?
This is my 30th summer. Yeah.
30 years. You're still rowing. And what year did you start rowing for them?
Competitively. In the mid to later 90s, like 97, 96.
And here you are in 2021 winning
Yeah.
the Margate Memorials. You know what, Dave? Hats off to you. You're a true competitor. You come from a true family of rowers. You know, your dad set the tone way back when. You know, your brother Andrew, your twin brother, your brother Ashton. You know, you're all true competitors. You're all true rowers. And you just really did an outstanding job tonight. And congratulations to you and Ventnor for that win tonight.
Thank you. I all the crews, every crew that wins this race every year, it's not just their doing, but it's the competition that's pushing them to do that, and the competition that we're racing against, that I'm racing against, my partner. It's all tough, it's strong, but it's all making us better and brings out the best of everybody.
Hey, Ed, one of the good guys of racing, we get to see David Funk, places in almost every race. But tonight's race, like I said, it's extra special because it's in your backyard.
Yeah, I love coming down to Margate. It's the tail end of the summer. You put a lot of time, effort, and energy, sacrifices to compete to the level that you want to compete at. And it's really nice to finish it out here. Next week we're down Longport. We don't have to go too far away.
And Dave, you and Brett finished second in the doubles. A true, again, you guys were right there. You were right in the hunt, right there with Mike and Sean. Mike and Sean have been tough all year, but you guys have been right there, and you're that close. Anything can happen. And we spoke about it with conditions. Anything changes with conditions and the race. And I actually watched you. If you would have stayed on that one wave, you win this hands down, and it's an easy victory. Where you still had to keep rowing and keep it going.
In that singles race.
In that singles race.
It was a little tricky at the end.
But you never gave up. You gave it your all, and you're a victor tonight. And hats off to you because you just continue to show what South Jersey racing's all about. We talked about it earlier. This is our Friday Night Lights. This is South Jersey area Friday Night Lights. It's a chance for all the beach patrols to get together, and we all look forward to Friday night and getting out for these races.
Yeah, it's awesome. This Margate Memorials always brings out one of the biggest crowds leading up to next week at the Jerseys.
Tremendous crowd here.
And I got to take my hat off to the competition. Mike and Sean have been setting the pace for everybody all summer long. They've been the crew to beat. Next week will be some shakeups in different teams that we're competing against, but everybody will be at their top level next week. I have no doubt about that.
All right, well, listen.
Hey, One last thing. We did hear a little interjection that, rumor has it
There's
that
a big rumor floating around.
Chuck Gowdy will be in the race next week. We're not sure in what capacity. We're not sure in what event.
I don't know.
To me,
it's not a secret. So the dice, the card games that gets played out all summer long. You know who's going to be at the races at the end of the summer, and I won't be surprised one bit.
And Dave, I 100% agree with you too. I think the crowd here at the Margate Memorials is probably the biggest crowd for any South Jersey race.
They have a huge alumni following, and they all come out to support every one of them.
It's nice to have an establishment real close by for people to go and enjoy themselves after the race.
It doesn't hurt.
All right, Dave, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Man.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to seeing you next
great.
week.
Wyatt Willow, good to see you up here, Wyatt
All right,
Willow.
97.3 ESPN's
Thanks,
live
guys.
coverage of the 75th Annual Margate Memorial Races will continue. They're presented by McCann Realtors of Sea City, a family tradition since 1939. 4111 Atlantis Avenue in Sea City. Home sales, summer rentals, 609-263-7422. And by Blitz's Market in Ocean City. Order online at blitzesmarket.com, located at 21st and 34th Street on Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, 609-399-8893. Blitz's Market, home of the Dill Pickle Hoagie. It's really a big deal. And by famous Dino's Subs and Pizza of Margate, 8016 Ventnor Avenue in Margate. Dine in or take out, 609-822-6602. And by 7th and 11th Street Bike and Surrey Rentals, located at the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Open 7 days a week, 7:30 to 12 noon, in business for 30 years. Enjoy riding the Ocean City Boardwalk on great bikes with friendly service, 609-425-5169. And by Leeds Builders, 30 years of building beautiful custom homes. Are you ready for your beautiful house by the sea? Leeds Builders, 609-822-4506. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion and the winners of the 75th Annual Margate Memorial Lifeguard Races live from the beach in Margate. Thanks.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles open the 2021 preseason this Thursday night, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Link.
Roethlisberger again, look. He is hit, and football is fumbled. The Eagles have it.
Maryland Mike call all the action starting at 7:30 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
No matter the mileage, no matter the make, no matter what you owe, Mcgrath Kia wants your vehicle today. Even if you don't want to buy a new car from us, we need to replenish our inventory, so we need your vehicle, no matter the situation. Stuck in a loan or lease? Mcgrath Kia wants to get you released. Get cash for your car today, even if you don't buy a car from us. However, if you are looking for a new ride, take advantage of New Jersey Charge Up Incentive Program. Get $10,000 off on all brand new 2020 Niro EV, all 2021 Kia Souls, $1,500 cash back, or pay 0 interest for 60 months on every Kia Sportage, Forte, and Stinger.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
Offers with approved Tier 1 or 2 credit through Kia Motors Finance. Not all will qualify. 0% based on 1667 per 1,000 borrowed. Negative equity financed into new loan. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblackkianj.com for complete details. Expires 8/6/2021. Matt Black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 in Toms River.
Do you suffer from lower back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or fallen arches? Do you? If yes, just stop and write this magic word, G-Defy, G-D-E-F-Y. What is G-Defy? G-Defy is the footwear designed by Gravity Defier Medical Technology with the worldwide patented VersoShock sole. Their shoes are clinically shown to relieve pain by a double-blind clinical study conducted by Olive View UCLA Medical Center. You can try a pair for 30 days with free corrective fit orthotic inserts. If you're not satisfied, just return the shoes for a full refund and keep the free orthotics as a gift. Put an end to suffering. Save $20 and get free shipping from Gravity Defier when you go to gdefy.com/radio and use code RADIO. That's gdefy.com/radio, code RADIO. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
The summer games are finally here, and to celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking new users up with an epic summer games bonus. New users get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. That's right. Just place your first bet on any summer game sport risk-free. Promotions like this are just one of the reasons why I love betting with FanDuel Sportsbook. Their app is simple to use with unique fun bet types such as same-game parlays and exclusive always-on promotions that let you get more action out of every game day. So new users, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and sign up with the promo code HENNIG to get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. Again, that's promo code HENNIG to go for the gold today with FanDuel Sportsbook. Must be 21 or to play in present NJRPA. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet refund issued non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Trouble sleeping? You're not alone. So what are your options? Dangerous prescriptions, more pillows, and another expensive mattress? I don't think so. If you want a guaranteed good night's sleep, then call us right now and try Sleep Cream. Sleep Cream is a revolutionary new product using natural oils and plant extracts to help you sleep better. And it works. In fact, if you don't begin sleeping better from the very first night, we'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. Sleep Cream is that effective. Call right now to order Sleep Cream and start sleeping better the very first night. Call 800-375-1147. That's 800-375-1147. You have nothing to lose but more tossing, turning, and sleepless nights. Call right now to order Sleep Cream at 800-375-1147 and receive $20 off your first order. Call 800-375-1147 or visit us online at sleepcream.com. That's sleep, CREME.com. Night-night, sleep tight.
New Jersey Secretary of Agriculture Doug Fisher here. Right now, we are in the height of the Jersey Fresh growing season. That means all your favorite ripe and flavorful Jersey Fresh fruits and vegetables are available now at your favorite market. Stay loyal to local Jersey Fresh.
We're back here at the beach in Margate, New Jersey. 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the Margate Memorials, the 75th annual Margate Memorials. We're up here at the headquarters up here at Margate's Beach Patrol, waiting for the final results of the race. And Ed, what a great race tonight, man.
Fantastic race, fantastic conditions, fantastic crowd.
Yeah, what a crowd. I mean, we had to be at least I would say 2,000 people assembled on the beach today to watch a great race. We got to talk to some of the great competitors, and we'll try to maybe we'll get Smallwood up here to try to talk to Chief Smallwood and maybe Matt Kelm, the chief of the Longport Beach Patrol. It looks like Longport won the 75th annual Margate Memorials with a great performance from Mcgrath and Duffy, and then Joey Tepper. Once again, they're anchors right there, Ed.
Yeah. Bill, unofficially, we're looking at Longport with 13 points. That's unofficial. If Mike Mcgrath got fourth, it might be 12. Ventnor finished second with 9 points, and it looked like Margate's going to be in third with 6
and we'll
points.
get the official call. We're up here.
Yeah.
Ed, like I was just saying to you, the Yankers for Longport, Tepper, and the doubles crew. Now, Mike Mcgrath, I think he got a fourth in the single.
Well, a third or fourth.
Third or fourth, we don't know yet. But Ed, these guys, they're anchors, man. They're. It's going to be tough for anybody to beat them next week.
Absolutely. They're the team to beat for this summer,
They're the
for
team
2021.
No, I know, Chief. Look, I know the former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, Dan Adams, who's our partner throughout the whole races, is you got to be just in your heyday. Coming from a beach patrol that I used to work on years ago, LPB, which is called Last Place Beach Patrol, to now dominating the races over the last several years.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we talked about before. It's all about these competitors. They're true competitors. They work hard every day. You heard Sean Duffy talking. They've been rowing together for 16 years. And the two of them with the 16 years, I mean, that's a lot of time spending in the boat together. They went from getting last place or second to last place in these races to placing to actually winning. And we said it before tonight started. They're the team to beat. And I wasn't trying to put any pressure on them, but there has to be pressure. Because
you got to live up to a certain standard over the years.
They have not lost a race yet in any of these big
people.
Well, it's lonely at the top, and they got a target on their back. People want to knock them down.
Well, listen, let me ask you, Ed, what would you rather be, an underdog or defending your title all the time? I'd rather be defending my title all the time.
But Dave hit the nail on the head too. We're going to see some differences when it comes to changes in the lineup next week. You're going to see a couple minor tweaks and a couple changes.
But you saw the doubles crew of Margate with Spires and Chris Graves. I mean,
Well, I think
we
what
don't
you're
know
going to
what
see.
they got, but you're talking about a fourth or fifth.
I think you're going to see those guys stay in the doubles, and I think you're going to see Chuck Gowdy row the singles next week. That's my prediction. It's early. We won't know until midweek
But Dan,
next
why
week.
would they? All right, so I spoke with Chuck off the air, and you know Chuck personally. The passion might not be where it should be, but for the 75th annual, why would he come out and row?
I think he's holding it all in. I think he's dealing,
some other stuff.
No, I think he's just, he's done this a long time. His body is I don't want to say beat or worn, but he's been rowing for a long time.
And he has the opportunity to pick the races he wants to
does.
race in, right?
And let me tell you, he's the city champion in Margate for both the singles and the doubles, so he has the right to pick and choose as he wants.
No, Ed, the racers have changed. The competitors have changed over the years. Before, you'd have guys that were maybe on the beach patrol for maybe 10 years tops or whatever if they were teachers. Now it seems you got racers that are on the beach patrol for 15, 20 years now.
Well, and you're looking at some of your top performers. They're not peaking until they're 35. And look at Derek Koborowski. He's
49.
42.
No, that was a misprint in the one article. I was going to say 49. He was rowing almost when I got on the beach patrol.
Yeah, he's on the older end of the spectrum, but they're really hitting their peak in their 30s, and it's fun, and it's still fun to compete.
We can joke about it, we could say it, but, when we won our first South Jersey championship in 2016, and I said it before, my son got on the beach patrol that year. He doesn't know anything different than Longport winning. And, Bill, we went through a lot of years, a lot of tough years.
A lot of lean years, man.
A lot of lean years, a lot of tough years. We had a couple little spikes where we had a couple wins here and there, but never on the stage of the Margate Memorials or the South Jerseys.
And then when you get the blue chip athletes and they carry it year after year after year, that just helps raise the intensity of the rest of the patrol.
And listen, talking about bragging rights, you guys, and I told you this earlier. I was on the Longport Beach Patrol living in Ocean City in the summers, and Ed, the guys used to break my stones. They're not breaking Longport stones anymore.
Nah, and they're the team to beat. They're the team that everybody's gunning for. They're the team. They have the bullseye on their backs. They're gunning for them. And I don't know if you heard Mike Mccgrath say to me,
up here.
I basically put the hex on him that race probably was my fault. He didn't, But,
well, we interviewed him too long.
You know what? Here's the deal. It comes down to the time and effort put into the boats, the time and effort put into the swim. Here's the other thing when you talk about it, Billy. Billy, think about it. When Longport got John Tepper, he just happened to come here because Sean Evans, who was helping him swim and practice and get ready for these races and ready for the test, Sean brought him to Longport because he wanted him to be on Longport Beach Patrol. John Tepper made the beach, and then we end up by default, we get Joey Tepper because John was part of that before that. So, and let me tell you, John is a South Jersey champion. He won a South Jersey race. And Joey's run 1-2.
All right, let's welcome into the booth here the chief of the Longport Beach Patrol. Looks like he got another championship on his hands. Matt Kelm, what's up, Matt?
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
We're doing great up here. We survived the ride up from the beach, but I got to tell you, your beach patrol and your athletes, your competitors are something else, man. They just grind it out.
Yeah, well, they're top-notch competitors. Joey got himself in a real dogfight tonight. I'm sure you guys saw that in the swim. And the rowing component, the doubles race, those guys rode a great race, but I got to tell you, outside of a bad start and missing the turn, actually rowing past the flag, it's one of the best races that I've ever see Mike Mcgrath row.
Wow.
So if you take those two components away, he was rock solid. And if he can do that next week, then, boy, he's going to be tough to beat.
And I was going to say, next week, the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships are in your backyard, right on your beach in Longport. You got to be ecstatic about that.
We're absolutely excited. We're glad that we're back. After last year, I think this is a shot in the arm that everybody needs. A little visit back to normalcy, the people that like to go to these events, and we're really happy that we're hosting it next week.
As we listen to Captain
Chief Smallwood.
Chief Smallwood from Margate announcing the winners. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, Matt, I just want to interject. Billy and I were talking up here earlier about the years that we went through, the agony of defeat in Longport. You know, we were LPBP, last place Beach Patrol and lowest paying Beach Patrol. Longport has turned the tides, and we talked about it. Longport is the team to beat, and it has been the team to beat for the last couple of years. How do you think that affects the athletes in competing week after week? What do you think that puts, any stress level on them?
I think it puts a lot of pressure on them. To be honest with you, I can hear what people are saying when I'm going from the swim back over to where Mike is to row, and I can hear the people saying, man, I wish somebody would just beat these guys. And that's a lot to deal with. I do have to say that I think that the relationships between these athletes is a lot more respectful.
And how about Dave Funk tonight?
Amazing.
Dave Funk's been on the beach for 30 years and comes out and wins. That's his 5th singles title in the Margate Memorials, and he's been on the beach for 30 years.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Absolutely amazing. You got to hand it to Dave. And I was just talking with someone earlier today about the 90s era, and I was like, I think in 97, 98, the Funks were rowing at that particular time.
Absolutely, and Dave said that. That's when he got started.
Yeah. So,
but, we're looking at,
and
Mike
that's all Mike Sincata, the former
Mike Sincata, the
Mike
retired
Sincata.
captain. He's doing the awards.
And he's announced, I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but they get that big trophy.
Matt, are you running out of wall space in Longport?
We are definitely running
Time
out
for
of
an
wall
addition?
space. Yeah, I've requested an addition, but I'm still having difficulty getting an ATV and a new truck. So I don't know if I'm going to get an addition.
You know what's really cool, you guys? I'm looking at as we watch Mike Sincata giving the results of the race and going to present the trophy to Matt and his Beach Patrol. That's a big trophy, man. That's pretty cool to win that.
We had to get that back today, right, Matt?
Yeah, we're getting it back today.
No,
so
but
what,
I'm
do you get
saying,
to hold on to that for a year?
We had to get it back today, right?
Yeah.
Do you get to hold on to that trophy for a year? Or
We
how's
get
that
to
work?
hold on to that trophy for a year.
That's
and,
great.
Yeah, the engraving is hot off the presses. We just got it back today.
What, about 5:15, 5:30?
About 5:17.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just such a great event. I really look. I can't wait to the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. We've seen David Funk, coming back after like what again, a third last week in the Dutch Hoffmans, and I asked him after the race. I said, Dave, are you pacing yourself? He said, I'm just sitting back and watching everything, and he came through and won today.
And here they go, Mike Mcgrath and Sean Duffy getting the award for first place.
Nice plaques they get.
And you weren't up here, Matt, but we talked to Mike and Sean. We actually talked to Sean a little further. They've been rowing together for 16 years. They talked about the first years where they didn't do very well. And they actually talked about this year how they've actually changed their stroke a little bit and changed their mechanics and what they're doing. And it really shows, and it really has shown this year how well they've done.
And from being chief, Dan, that a lot of people clap you on the back and say great job, and I don't really say that much to those guys because they know what they're doing. The only thing I said to them tonight was, hey, look, from start to finish, you guys were technically sound throughout that entire race. And that comes from experience. Yes, they didn't make an adjustment to their stroke. I'm going to leave that with them. I'm not going to reveal that here. But that's an important thing to maintain that technique and to be technically sound from the beginning to the end of the race. People think any ham and egger can hop into one of these lifeguard boats and they're going to be successful. It just doesn't work that way.
And Matt, just to interject, it's good to have good genes. And we know Mike's looking down upon Mickey and looking down upon Longport Beach Patrol, and he's here with us, and we know he's sitting here tonight watching this, and he's got a smile on his face and a cigar in his mouth. There's no doubt about it.
And a cold beer in his hand.
You know that.
Hey, I still remember the embrace that we had.
He would be
after
so
winning
proud
that.
of his son if he was here. I mean, could you imagine, like you said, the lean years of Longport for Sean Duffy and Mike Mcgrath to be so dominant? I think Mike Mcgrath is definitely smiling upon his son.
It's a testament to what Mike built with his never quit attitude and the tenacity that he had as a competitor. There's a reason his nickname is Hammer, and it's a like I said, it's a testament to what he started. And these guys have that same attitude.
Matt, real quick, and I still remember when
By the way,
won,
Ron DeFelice did get second in the
Ron did, and
singles.
we called that. We called that. But I still remember the first night when we won the South Jerseys, and that embracement, and you and I, it had been a long ride for us waiting for that. And what a night and what a finish. And here we are with 4 under our belt, and we got to,
And we're going for number 5.
You might want to head out, Matt.
I want to thank you so much, Matt, for always giving us a lot access. You guys are great to the locker room on 97.3. We really appreciate it. We look forward to next week.
Yeah, come on over anytime.
All right,
Welcome,
you got
guys.
that. All right, guys. Captain Ed Schneider from the Wildwood Beach Patrol, thank you so much.
No problem, Billy.
For joining us up here. Great call today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. Look forward to next time.
All
yeah.
right.
Billy?
Dan Adams.
We can't wait
Listen,
till next week, man.
None of this could be done without you, sir. I really appreciate the dedication and the hard work. It's not easy to pull off. I want to thank you so much.
We got to give my wife a little credit.
And give your wife some credit.
Susie, she allows us to make this happen every week, and she gets a little upset with me at times, but it's all good.
I want to thank my producers, Gina and Colton. They did a fabulous job, Gina and Colton. I really appreciate the effort you two guys put in. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be on the air. I really appreciate it. My intern, Jake, he did a great job getting the racers for us. Of course, Josh Henning back in the studio. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, the locker room with Billy Schweim's on from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Tomorrow's guest is Ken Dunnick. He played with Harold Carmichael, who's getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Stay tuned for that. We're signing off 97.3 ESPN's live coverage of the 75th Annual Margate Memorials. And it's been my pleasure, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
All right.